It is really unfair to hold P2B responsible for people he has no control over. Aisha Yusufu, welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel. Human rights activist and businesswoman Aisha Yusufu recently replied to Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed, who made a dictator statement against Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Gregory Obi. The spokesman of a Northern Elders Forum, NEF, had hinted that supporters of former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi are doing damage to him. Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed on Peter Gregory Obi supporters said the kind of people that do damage to Obi, he will either have to find a way to distance himself from these irritants or they will sink him. The businesswoman Aisha Yusufu, who was amongst the popular activists that led the NSS movement back in 2020, took to official Twitter handle to reply to the spokesman of a Northern Elders Forum, Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed. She noted that Peter Gregory Obi, the Labour Party's presidential candidate, should not be held accountable for people he has no control over. According to Aisha Yusufu, she quoted that it is unfair to hold the Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peter Gregory Obi, responsible for people he has no control over, many of whom she would not be surprised are deliberately planned by the opponent camp to smear him. Aisha Yusufu also added, I do not understand this narrative of him being pushed responsible that is being pushed. Aisha Yusufu's post goes thus. It is really unfair to hold Peter Obi responsible for people he has no control over, many of whom I would not be surprised are deliberately planted by the opponent camp to smear him. I really do not understand this narrative of him being responsible that is being pushed. She replied it in response to Dr. Hakeem Baba's post, which also goes thus. So the kind of people that do damage to Peter Obi, he would either have to find a way to distance himself from this irritant or they will sink him. Truth be told, Peter Obi's campaigners, they are all campaigning for him. You know, send any of their message. Yes. You know, send their message to come maybe today rude, today maybe to do today how go to come today rude and crude, but not then take it upon themselves. And truth, you cannot hold them responsible because these people are also adults. You can't hold them as responsible for them because number one, most of them you don't even know them from Adam. That's the truth. Most of them do not know him from Adam. They don't know it. He do not. They just believe in this manifesto and they believe in what he said he would do, and they're supporting him or giving him their support. I bet don't support Obi, hypocrite woman. He doesn't need your support. You don't even understand where this woman is coming from. I don't know why you just not because of people like Ona now. Now then they talk this thing. Somebody calling his fellow human irritant. That is the height of malice and hatred. Aisha is a two-faced BS. Should know they her mouth. I hate people where they play both sides. How is she playing both sides? How? Okay, Aisha came out yesterday and spoke to Peter Obi about how he supported. He came out on this Ike Ekweremadu's issue. Peter Obi came out and said he is with the family of Ike Ekweremadu in this trial of support, and he hopes that justice. I don't know. I cannot say it word for word, so I don't misquote Peter Obi. Aisha now came out and he lashed at Peter Obi that why are you siding only your own? Why don't you side someone else? And of course, in that statement, you get as you go to read that statement. If you don't read them well, it will be like saying only one person. And they talk to me while for that particular the way English, they say English no be small language. The way he's writing, it will be like saying that one person in the support. Meanwhile, he will write them if he be saying that both parties in the support. So a lot of people now don't carry on the beef Aisha Yusufu. Okay. There are many uncontrollable supporters of APC and PDP, so should anybody hold Tinubu or Atiku fans responsible if this group of people mentioned misbehaved? The same question where they ask you. When they started all kind of things in 2015 and 2019 because of one person that has sunk Nigeria into a bottomless pit, people did not die. Every election season, this is what happens. All other supporters for the experience are doing the same thing. So why is Obi's own different? This dread will consume you guys. Obedience is a movement. It has not even started. Go and help Transformer if you cannot stand it. Hey, Wahala. But when Buhari and his supporters threatened fire and brimstone before he won election, we did not hear you talk about sinking him, Buhari. Stop the hypocrisy and just be an elder. Anybody that refers to his fellow humans as irritants has a more deadly mindset than those he called irritant. The implication is that if he had his way, he would get rid of them because he is irritated by their existence. Wahala. These Hakim are the people destroying this nation. You should stay away from destructive tendencies. We cannot blame Obi. Yes, so you can't blame a particular person that has nothing, absolutely nothing. Don't mind them, sister. They're just enemies trying to stop good things. How would they expect Obi to stop people that are talking on their own? Obi has never asked anyone to abuse anyone. Why didn't they stop Tinubu and his gangs when they were destroying Goodluck Jonathan during his time? Okay. Our damage control should start from various state and geopolitical zones. But let me tell you people, I just want to tell Obi people, please, you should tone it down. When I mean tone it down, I don't mean you should stop campaigning. No, campaign for your people, but you see, coming out to say things when it's not necessary, just ignore. This irritant, according to Dr. Baba Ahmed, will construe the APC and PDP Waterloo. All those while they have been using these irritants to win election, but now these irritants want to win for themselves. So stop crying wolf, patient. Hakim Baba Ahmed. The real damage will start if anything happens to Obi. I heard them they're not plotting to kill Obi. Let them not try to. How could you compare Obi with a modest Fulani bandits, kidnappers and Boko Haram? Yet Buhari is our president supported by you. Hypocrisy of the highest order. Don't mind them. Religious bigots. That is how they held Nnamdi Kanu for what he did not do. They should first hold themselves accountable for all the mass murder perpetrated by the Fulanis in all Nigeria. Wahala. Well, at this point in time, I don't talk about me for to make anybody, make them get their PVC. Then I go count words of mouth. Then I go count the argument. Then I go count, what's they call them? Talk with them talk. Now PVC then go count. Get a PVC and vote for the right candidate. Okay, on those notes, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come here next time, enjoy.